Hello there, and welcome back to Corey Loses for the continuation of our Revan's Revenge 0.4 preview playthrough as the Sith Empire. In the last episode, we did stuff that most of it still matters, but not all of it, because when I went to record the next set of episodes after making a few changes, or even before making a few changes, the save crashed. So I was unable to load saves 7 and 8, I could only load either 5 or 6. So what I've done is recode the campaign largely as it was at the end of episode 8. So we have all the planets that we controlled at that point. I have given us fleets that are about equal in pop. It was about 1,200 pop we have 1,100 now. So roughly equal, divided between 3 fleets. It's not going to be the exact same units as we had, but I mean, it's overall pretty close to where things were. I wasn't able to go and check exactly what we had, because I couldn't get into the game. But the general power of the faction should all be about similar. I don't know exactly what any of the factions had at any planet, so I just used generated forces and increased the amount they got. So they should overall be around the same power for the Republic and the Mandalorians. Most of these planets that they had to take, they've now taken. I did a few swaps of things that I knew they had or didn't have, but overall we're about where we were. So I also went and added in some icons for some of the heroes that didn't have icons before, which may or may not stick around. There's been a new hero edition with Uthar Wynn here, who is using Yathura's model as a placeholder. But we are going to move Darth Glovok over into this fleet. He's going to be our space commander there, and we are going to get Yathura, HK, and Revan into here. So there's been some XML changes and some other changes to some of the units and some of the broader gameplay stuff that we're going to be testing out here as well, which I'll talk about once we're in the battle. But we are good to go. So let's do our first battle over Florn. Really, they'll probably have more than they had in the prior one. So let's get Macam T built up with a trade port. You can have a trade port. Trade ports I only placed at a couple planets, so they're not exactly how they were, but overall, like station levels, ground bases being filled, they should be at similar places. So I'm taking it for I'm calling it close enough. But yeah, so Mord and I did some testing. It was crashing with the setup that I was using, or with the code as it was. And then I made a few changes, and Mord and I were both able to load in, play, and things were going okay. So if this crashes again, I'll wait a bit longer, rebuild the campaign to whatever place we get to in this stream, and we'll hopefully be able to continue. But anywho, Darth Insanius, come on in. Rubicon Spirit. The Claw. Shout out to MechWarrior 5. His midichlorian count is off the charts. Harbinger. Belfast. Storm. Then we have enough room for Thunderchild. Let's go, it's raiding time. And the Death Fleet descends. And we do still have room for Shakar and Sith's Bay. Okay. So, two of the tactical relevant changes are, I made a script, a Python script, that takes the projectiles as they are in Thrawn's Revenge and Fall of the Republic, and then rescales them in the Revan's Revenge folder, so we're able to keep the overall stats the same, but lasers and turbo lasers and stuff should be bigger, which will help it be more obvious what's going on in a mod that is so much more reliant on like smaller lasers, rapid lasers that are usually hard to see in the other parts of the mod. So it should be a bit more obvious what's going on. If I need to tune that a little bit more, then I'll tune that a little bit more. So that's part of the fun of testing. But the other thing is that the units in Revan's Revenge have all been sped up by 1 point. So that'll be another thing to keep an eye on. are things going to be able to move around the map in a way that feels more responsive? Because that was a problem we were having in the first parts of the campaign, especially with the Sith units that are quite slow. So, should be some gameplay improvements. There's a new ground unit to look at. We're in a new era. And I also made a script that'll rescale some of the damage stats on like hypervelocity guns. So we don't have an intended level for that yet, but we should be able to get a bit more done. Okay, I don't think the Golan is factoring in right now. And you guys are okay, so you're gonna die. We managed to take down that. You guys are doing a good job there. Nice, nice. We have Shorn Florn. And my name is now Jason Bourne. Alright. And if any of those values need to be adjusted more, they'll get adjusted more. That's part of testing. Matt from Max is asking, is there still much that needs to be done before Revan's Revenge can enter the internal beta stage? Yeah, so there's... we still have a couple units we need to finish for space, and there are other like government mechanic stuff, main story stuff that we want to have done before we're officially in testing. Like it'll always be a bit rougher in the first releases, the pre 1.0 releases, but there are still a few things that we want to make sure that we have done. Like there's a lot of hero models that still need doing. There's a couple space models that still need doing. We want to get the like Starforge missions and basic government mechanics for everyone set up at least a little bit. So we're not quite at testing. Biggest thing is also going to be just Galactic Conquest progression as well, or Galactic Conquest setup. We don't have a ton done there either. Like all the map stuff that you're seeing is fairly preliminary, just as we get the planets chosen for everything. So we wanted Revan's Revenge to come out before 0.4 of the other mods, but I don't think that's likely to happen because we've made a lot of progress with the other ones. And I mean, we've made a lot of progress here as well. Even just between the two builds that you guys have seen in this playthrough, you can see some fairly significant changes, but there's a lot to be done. Alright, Florn is good. And I'm going to save, because I want to have as much saving data if this does crash as possible. So if I have a bunch of saves, even if we do end up with a save crash by the end of this and I have to delay stuff a bit more data is always better for that. You guys, I guess I'm going to use you for defense. We have one auto-generated planet. And I think we're going to start working on another planet or another fleet at Axilla. Are we going to have enough money? 76? No, we're not going to have enough money for a new interdict or a new Centurion. So the only Centurion we don't have built right now is What's a Sith? I thought we were still Republic fighting the Mandos. So that'll eventually be leading one of these fleets. But I am going to focus on building some of the other ones for a minute. So we will queue up Calliope, which I know we did have, but again, wasn't able to spawn all the same ones. Uh-oh. Oh, no, that's just the weak rollover. Never mind. You've got to be Sithing me. Our shields are down. And Malek's Mandible. I don't know why. That's too much saving. I think a lot of the other classes of ship, we already do have, like, most of them. So, with our spies, we're going to look at Liana and Yamanir. Tagyr is asking, beside the Hutts, is there any other faction worth having in Revan's Revenge? Yeah, there's some, like, emergent factions that we can do more with, as well as some factions that are kind of future members of the Republic that weren't all the way in yet. Because, like, the Mon Calamari were still independent at this point, so having, like, a Mon Calamari Kingdom faction over in this area is a possibility. having like the Alsakani as another emergent faction possibility, or even like an Alsakan, like I don't know what number that would be, like a 13th Alsakan conflict, Galactic Conquest, which is kind of a historical, but we can fill in some gaps. That'd be another possibility, and then as like revolt faction with some story elements that can make that happen, almost like the Corellian Confederation. That'd be a possibility as well. There's the Eternal Empire and True Sith as an invasion faction that can happen. So there's stuff along those lines, and even like Krath Remnants as independent factions. So not all of them would be playable, but there's more that we can use to populate the map, populate events. Because we do try with all the mods to bring together as many sources as possible to have as much emergent stuff that can happen as we can. So using in-universe events that could have happened at different points to kind of build up a consistent but still interesting universe is kind of the approach we try to take with all of them. Okay, our not mammoths are under attack, but Yathura's there, so Yathura, you can probably take out the infantry while the behemoths shoot the vehicles, and then Revan, you're gonna make it up to here, so you're good there. Thank you, Darkstar, for subscribing, very appreciated. Is Revan gonna be able to crush these? So Revan, Malik should have, and Nihilus should have their coding somewhat updated. Okay, they're not valid targets for that. We don't have the crushability updated for that. But the Berserk should be there, like the healing. So yeah, Malik and Revan should be useful now. Marmar's asking, what has the mod team done to prepare for the eventual planning stages for the Vong? Have you guys been modeling organic space units like the Purgle, etc. to get some practice in? Well, actually, the Vong themselves, we've had more assets that we're making. Oh, come on, Revan.
Reporting.
He got stuck. That proves the code has changed. So, we do actually have a better idea of what causes that, which is not enough to say we can fix it, but at least we know. So I think Maxim from AOTR found out first. But it's when they try to go from the Berserk animation into a different ability. But yeah, so we've had some Yuzon Vong assets that we've been working on for a long time. So that was kind of the first of the organic things. So stuff like Purgil and other organic things would be nice to have for other reasons, but we're not doing them as practice for the Vong. We're just doing the Vong first. So we have 3 or 4 Yuzon Vong chips. We have like the texture style decided and implemented in a few places. We have the assets for like Coral Skippers and 1 or 2 other ships. So they are technically already in progress. Luckily there was enough infantry shooting at him that the things that could kill him weren't able to kill him.
I copy. Order acknowledged. Beginning short range
Alright,
fire.
now we can bring in some stuff to support him. Okay, Yathura.
Awaiting orders. Gold squad
I think that'll hit those. Revan is still gonna live. That's nice for him. Really, the thing with a lot of those kind of organic ship shapes, so for the Killix, for the Yuzon Vong, those are kind of Inertial's wheelhouse, so whenever they're able to work on those, that's when they get done. Because the Killix are a bunch of bug spit asteroids, and the Yuzon Vong are... We've gone with a more like coral reef looking style rather than the mud brown versions.
We are victorious.
Hey, we win. Really lucky that we had a bunch of infantry shooting at Revan so we could deflect the shots rather than it being a bunch of vehicles. If those infantry weren't there, Revan would have died.
System conquered. Building started.
So that's the trade-off on him getting stuck. Okay, and we have Yamir and Ileana, which both of them should be simple enough. I'm gonna leave Ares with those so that we can actually defend. And we'll get Temparis, we'll get Holy Sith. Sky is still with the dev team. Sky takes some breaks every now and then, but she's actually working on a Maelstrom update right now. Because she wasn't happy with how the Maelstrom looked.
Tactical battle imminent.
So there's a new model coming for that. It's like if the HUD stuff isn't fully ready for a playthrough
Choose your reinforcements.
by the time I need another playthrough, then the Republic might be what we do, because there's actually a decent set of toys there. Kvavak,
Plotted.
Vaklaw, same set. Hey, there you go. Thank you, Sky. I assume that's the same Sky we're talking about.
Moving. All ahead. Engines to full. Moving.
Very appreciated.
Awaiting your command. We're on the move. Attack position.
Okay, I'm more scared of this than I was,
Commander.
but
Copy.
if I can get some of those bombers in,
Ready for battle. Instructions received. I copy. Reporting. Formation. Hitting the ion cannon banks. Weapons ready. Maneuver.
okay.
Weapons
If we move into this side, I think our bombers are
The laser banks are your
gonna
primary
focus
target.
on the Jahaviers.
Roger that.
Yeah, I'm a little sad we haven't gotten the Revan's Revenge era
Attack.
HUT units coded yet that we have done, because there's 2 or 3 models that are mostly ready for it. We just don't have the stats set up and the coding done for it. Thank you, Saint Stu. Very appreciated.
I'm losing. Copy. Enemy target sighted.
But we will be at least launching the first version of Revan's Revenge with a couple HUT units
Formation.
to fill out their non-playable
Yes.
state. Because right now, if we attack the HUTs on this map, we'd be fighting a lot of just Republic units,
Ready.
because that's the default table for spawns when there's no defined faction right now.
Draw their fire. Attack formation. Go after the stragglers.
So they'll have like 1,000 pop cap in Hammerheads. I think we actually looked at that on one of the prior episodes.
The iron cannons are our primary target. Firing at their launch bay. Y-wing squadron. Getting
Okay, get back there. You guys are
eliminating target.
there. We're good.
Stay in formation. Target. Yes, Commander. Open fire. I got one. Weapons ready. Heading out, sir. Locking on.
Okay, we can move up a bit more. The bombers are doing okay, but we've killed all the other opposition,
I have them now.
so they should be safe. I keep worrying about our interdictors, but they're doing all right.
Target locked.
I think the changes to
Got them in my sight.
the projectile size have helped make it clear what's going on. So I might
Excellent.
try to change the script so that it scales up the lasers a bit more while leaving the turbo lasers and ion cannons at about this size. But that's the magic of the Python scripts. Basically, we want to make sure when we're making changes, we're making as few changes as possible. So if there's 2 versions of something, it's better if we want the damage to be consistent. So if there's going to be different scales, we want to make sure that people aren't going to go and change the damage in one place and mess it up somewhere else if there's like 2 copies of the red laser projectile, for example. So what I've done is I've made a Python script that copies the projectiles files from the central repository of where they're all stored for the mod, and then makes the changes in a consistent way that it just, if we ever make any other changes to the projectiles in the core mod folder, that Python script runs and the Revan's Revenge projectiles go in. That kind of workflow improvement makes everything so much easier and consistent. So let's actually see what the new PopCap are on, or new PopCap is on the HUD planets, if I were to spy on them. So we'll have a bit more money in a second.
Dreadnought cruiser ready.
And we'll be able to spy Stenos. I think you're gonna make a spy for me. I need to stop clicking the wrong button. Oh, lack of infrastructure.
Constructing unit.
We're building those up, so I might have to take a moment.
Construction complete.
So you guys are all of our other fleet heroes. So I'm gonna put one of you in each of those fleets.
All ahead.
Actually, I should put Varco in the other one, because Varco, I think, has the Centurion, right? Yeah. So I'll put him in Axilla for whatever we build that fleet into.
Construction complete.
Or really, I should put him in Glovox's fleet.
To full.
We can pair those two up together. I have been thinking of getting back into Tor as well. Like playing through some of the campaigns that we didn't before.
Construction complete.
We should end up above the infrastructure boundary in a second. And then I'll go back to building some of those up, because we need to get that up before we get into Yamir and Liana. Yeah, there we go. So I'll build you up. Cymirth, you can be... I really have too many production facilities right now, because I wasn't especially generous with those. But I want you more built up. Axilla, we want you more built up for sure. I might actually... Axilla might be double taxable if I can get the other stuff up first. So let's do that, and then that'll be the construction. Eventually, Axilla, we will want to trade port on once we have those other planets. So I'll get that now, even though we'd probably benefit more from the Golem 2 colony at this point. Yeah, I don't know that Charlie would be there for more Tor streams. It would probably just end up being me and Slevert or someone else. Yeah, 1100 PopCap on that. So that's not standard. That's just because I increased the enemy spawns for remaking the campaign. 500 is closer to what it was, just so that the Sith, or what are the Sith, the Republic and the Mandalorians would have more going on.
Construction complete.
That's gonna be good. Cormia is actually another good place for a trade port. I'm gonna get heavy factories on that. So that'll be all the economic stuff. And then
construction complete.
What do we already have here? Do we have one of each? Yeah, so I'll probably get another light vehicle factory as the second one there.
Construction complete.
And we'll get the tax collection agency, because that should finish around the right time. So where else do we want more of those? We're gonna want you.
Building under construction.
So
Construction complete.
like we're gonna want Vorzid to have double tax. So we'll do another light vehicle factory, and then once that's ready, we'll have the other one. What's Elam's base credit income? Because I know you have a mine.
Construction
250.
complete.
Okay. You're going to be another good one.
Construction complete.
Elam, tax agent, or trade port's good there. Alright, and to fit with our saving, we're going to save again. Like, if I end up saving every 5-10 minutes with this, that's going to be desirable, so I can have as many possible test cases for save crashes and see exactly when it starts crashing, if it does. Unless it's immediately, and then it's still good to know that, so... This will leave us with just Liana in that area.
Ready for action.
And I kind of want to fight...
Use
I
your
want to
reinforcements.
focus on taking out the Mandalorians first.
All too easy.
Reinforcements en route.
So if we end up helping anyone, we probably want to help the Republic. Although really between both campaigns, I have fought against the Republic the most. But in our prior campaign, Mandalorian stuff was in every battle. So I guess from that perspective, it doesn't really matter all that much, does it? HK, if you want to keep moving up there, you can do that.
Scum. I heard something. Move.
I should just send them. Send them.
Swamp speeder ready. Moving. Swamp speeder reporting.
What's up?
Well, you're much farther up. Yeah, you're much farther up than the other infantry, so
Course set.
stay there. You guys stay here.
Secure the landing zone.
And let's drop some artillery and some more droids. So, Mark III assaults. I think we've only used the Mark III in any situations.
At maximum
So we'll bring down the mammoths that aren't mammoth-shaped.
Standing by. Are you doubting the Empire's intelligence?
Ooh, deploy, and then Revan, you're up. Go kill some Mandalorians. That's what you're best at.
Ready to go.
Okay, have HK's here with them.
Keep these men
There's a
distracted.
basilisk.
Support order acknowledged.
We'll need to get up to that victory point as soon as possible. And Revan, I need you to sit on the bridge. I mean, the victory point isn't going to do anything for us. It's just going to be a landing zone right now.
Roger that. Target sighted. On my way.
Alright, the Krath
Could be easy.
skiffs weren't enough to beat all of the Mandalorians there, but they actually did better than I thought they would.
Keep these men distracted.
Like, they are anti-vehicle.
Secondary position. Roger that.
Those were a couple pop of pretty good vehicles that were there, technically. Alright, now Revan, get over there.
Let's get going.
You're just Neo
Can you
Crusaders.
give me a little cover fire? We have the advantage.
I will capture it, but again, it's not going to do anything for us. It's just a... Ooh, that's sad. Lost the artillery.
unit capacity.
Yeah, the victory point's just a landing zone right now.
Always ready, sir.
Yes. Let's move out, men.
Secondary position.
Standing by.
Okay, let's actually send you guys up the hill. And
Y-wing standing by.
we don't really need to, because the bombing run is going to take care of that. So let's get across the road on that, and you guys can go
Moving.
Support fire.
back that direction as well. Because they're going to get anything that's spawning right now.
Closing on target.
Ooh, that's a good warning to have. Okay, stop there, and you guys do need to help on this. So they're not going to be as great against the infantry right now. They shouldn't die too fast, though. We should be able to get our soldiers in,
What do you need?
and we'll loop around with Revan.
Support order acknowledged. Awaiting orders.
You guys were supposed to kill that, but
Ready.
here, let's
Affirmative.
get you on it and keep going around. Alright, we got him. Sith mission accomplished. Losing the artillery is very sad.
System
I
control
can
regime.
steal one from someone else for now, but I will need to build another one. So get you
Moving
guys over
to
here.
orders.
And where did I put Malik? Okay, Malik and
Construction complete.
Uthar can stay together.
Construction complete.
I'm gonna go with them. Where did I put the other army that I had? I mean, there's these guys, but that's not really the army that I thought I had. I'm gonna go with them. I think I have another one. No, it's Erie's. Okay. No, wait. That's what I just sent them to. Never mind. It's all gone. It's all gone. I'll hold off on building anything until next week. What do I want on Elom?
Construction complete.
Construction complete.
Let's do... If we're only going to have one, I'll get a barracks.
Construction.
Because I want to be able to stack up heavy factories somewhere, just so we get the build time bonus. And your structures, you're going to have an economic, you have a construction, you get this.
Construction.
And then we should be able to pop another economic one on there.
Construction.
Axilla. How are you in space? Oh, I wonder if I can tell...
Complete.
Okay, we'll have to keep an eye on the influence there, just to make sure.
Building under
We get that.
construction.
And we should be able to build a tax agency afterwards.
Building started.
Well,
Building
I just spent
cancelled.
too much money.
Building cancel.
Was I still... Was that 3? Okay, 13-3. So, what is 2 down the line? I'll cancel this for now, just so we can get... What's a Sith?
Unit in production.
Then we're going to oversave, but this time it is because we're done the episode. So we're going to record one more today while making sure that our saves will still work. But for those of you watching on YouTube, hope you are enjoying the return of the campaign. For those on Twitch, stick with us. We'll be right back.